There is nothing more pleasant in the afternoon than to have each one of us gathered here virtually to commemorate an event which, in one way or the other, made an impact in our daily lives. My greetings to the School Division Superintendent in the Division of Bohol, Dr. Bianito A. Dagatan Saso 5. To the two Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Danilo Godilusao and Dr. Faustino Torajo. To the School Governance and Operation Division Chief, Dr. Desiderio V. De Lejero. To the CID Chief, Dr. Carmela Ristificar. To the Education Program Specialists, to the Public Schools District Supervisors, Administrators, Teachers, Parents, Learners, and Stakeholders, good afternoon. The Department of Education Division of Bohol, through the Bureau of Learner Support Services, Youth Formation Division, in partnership with DepEd Region 7, is conducting a virtual activity to commemorate the road crash victims. Today, we are commemorating the National Day of Remembrance for Road Crash Victims with the theme, "We do not want more victims to remember. We want to live our lives together." This activity aims to provide a platform for road crash victims and their families to commemorate all the people killed and seriously injured on the roads, to acknowledge the crucial work of dedicated emergency crews, police, and medical professionals, to draw attention to the greater public of the importance of road safety for road crash injury prevention, and advocate for better support for road crash victim and victim families. Today marks an important milestone and an important tool in global efforts to reduce road casualties. It provides an opportunity to draw attention to the scale of emotional and economic devastation caused by road crashes and to recognize the suffering of road crash victims and the work of support and rescue services. For this afternoon session, we have an indicative activity, which is the discussion on road safety. This topic is to be presented to us by a Doctor of Philosophy ELT student of Holy Name University. He is an SDRRM coordinator, District Youth Formation Coordinator of Ubay 1 District, TWG of Bohol Division Youth Formation Division, President of Bohol Division Senior High School English Department Organization, President of I Say No International, and an awardee as Best Speaker, Asia Student Summit held in South Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, I am referring to Ariel Cotanda Rosales. Let's welcome him with a resounding round of applause.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Charity. Good day to all, and my due respect to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Benito A. Dagatan, and to the rest of DepEd Bohol family, and of course to the YFD Youth Formation Coordinators of the Division of Bohol from Districts 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, mga ma'am, for having me here to discuss road safety and courtesy. As mentioned, my name is Ariel Rosales, and a sort of background of the reference I am using for this presentation, I am actually using the Filipino Driver's Manual, which was crafted and released by the Land Transportation's Office of the Republic of the Philippines, which is following the RA, or Republic Act number 4136, or the Land Transportation and Traffic Code. So I am hoping with this discussion we could earn and we could learn something out from it that we could apply in our daily living. So now, before we proceed with the proper discussion, let us have first this statistics, which was, as you can see in your screen, there are 1,513 reported road traffic deaths, no? Way back 2015 alone. And according to the World Health Organization, they estimated road traffic deaths of 10,379. In the context of the Philippines, the road traffic deaths, as if you are to to have a sort of percentage to those who are involved to traffic accidents and deaths, there are 53% motorcycle riders, 19% are pedestrians, 14% are four-wheeled vehicle drivers, and the 11% are the vehicle passengers of the four wheels, and the 2% are those cyclists, and 1% are the other. Okay, so as you can see in the statistics, it's quite alarming, and it is somehow very relevant for us to learn road safety and courtesy for us to avoid traffic accidents and even death. All right. So, as a sort of general reminders for all of us citizens and riders, you must drive or ride at all times with due care and attention. That's a general rule, with reasonable consideration of other road users. Imo ginang timan-an nga dili lang ikaw ang naa sa karsada, and you should have to give respect to other people sharing the road. Okay? So, you need to exercise courtesy and common sense at all times. So, we must all share the road together. Next, you have a duty to avoid collisions and, where necessary, to give way to other vehicles and pedestrians. Dili ta magunahuna that we are dominant, no? Kay abi kay lami kay tagsakyanan, nindot kay nga tuwang motorcycle. So, ako ang hari ng kalsada. Wala. We share together, we should follow the traffic rules, and if necessary, give way to other vehicles. Be patient. Ato ginantiman-an sa kanunay. Kasagaran sa mga panghitabo with regards to accidents, no? Kay kanang walay pasensya, magpakusog og dagan, kay nagdali gyud sila kaayo siguro, or else kanang init kayo ilang ulo, ilang banggaan ang naa silang atubangan. Okay. So we should be we have the duty as a citizen, we have a duty as a rider or a driver to avoid collisions. No, ato gining i-avoid kay naamong gid tay kanang mga kinaiya gud puro usahay nga murag pride na to ba nga makita ta kusog kayong dagan ang usab na ato no banggaan, no? So ato nang i-avoid na be patient at all times. You may see other road users behaving aggressively or engaging in unsafe driving practices. So, what you need to do, don't be pressured by other drivers. No? Kalma lang. Try to stay calm and in control of your vehicle at all times. Ayaw og react og ayaw kasagaran sa mga nakita nato sa mga common news in the Philippine television. Nanggiaway, mga drivers, nangisumbagay na because of out of patience. Kay pride, no? Taas kayo ang pride. So, stay calm. Kalma lang, kalma lang. Okay? So, lastly, above all, we need to follow traffic rules. Sahay, mga kuanta, kanang mga driver ta nga murag hunahuna nato. We have our own rule, no? We play our own rules, but we need to adhere the rules of the traffic, no? Which was set by the Land Transportation's Office. Okay, so for us to learn more, again, we will be discussing the manual which was published and crafted by the Land Transportation's Office. This is the volume 1, the latest niya, which was retrieved, akong nakuha, coming from their official website. So here, as our focus for this discussion, we'll be having road courtesy and safety. If you are to scan the manual, you could see it in the chapter 4. Okay, so with this topic, we will be focusing on attitude and behavior, how to deal with emergency situations, and of course, identify and how to avoid road hazards. Alright, so to start, we'll be having first the common traffic violations of public utility vehicle drivers that caused heavy traffic. So may kasagaran nga mga violations nga kasagaran nga nahimo or nakumit sa mga Filipino drivers here in the context in the Philippines. So number 1, stopping sa kanang mga loading and unloading areas, no? Muhunong sila dito bisag or mo park sila dito bisan gani og it's just for loading and unloading lang, or even mo load and unload sila sa lugar nga dili dapat pangloadan o unloadan. So, muna kasagaran, common violation. Another one is beating the red light. No, usahay wala tay patience no, bisan pag naka-red light pa na. You should stop your vehicle. Unya kay wala man tay patience lagi. So atong i-beat ang red light wala kay maapas pagid nato. So dili na dapat nato buhaton. No? Another common traffic violation na siya. Distracted driving by talking or chatting with passengers. Ang uban na receiving phone calls, manawag, mag-text, sometimes nag-drive. Wow, muna kasagaran nga maka-cause of accidents. Next, speeding as a result of inducing and convincing passengers that they will reach their destinations ahead of time. O kasagaran sa ato ang mga public utility vehicles, mga jeep, tricycles, kasagaran gusto nila pinaspasan kay ilang ipakita sa ato ang mga passengers o dali ra mo abot, no? I-convince na mo abot or else na piuban nga hinambog lang gid pod nga magpakusog og padagan without due reasons. Bisag walay emergency, di ba? Next, swerving through indiscriminate and unsafe changing of lanes. So, dali-dali ra mukalit lang og tipas, pastilan. Mo ni nakaka-cause og daghan kaayo nga mga deaths, accidental sa ato ang mga road mishaps. Tailgating on fast-moving traffic. Kana bitaw ang ato ang mga vehicles nga duol na kaayo sa bumper sa likod sa lain nga vehicle, nagpaduol na kaayo ka sa pastilan. So mo na usahay makakita ang driver sa naa sa imong atubangan nga nag-tailgate ka, so ngutan na noon that it can cause away-away na pod or any other nga mga makainit sa ulo nga actions, especially sa na sa panahon nga ting-init, dali ra kayo muinit ang ulo sa mga katawhan. Okay, so tailgating, ayo nagpaduol kayo, keep distance pa mo na giingon sa ato ang mga signages luyo sa mga dagko nga mga trucks. O distansya, amigo. All right. Next, we have counterflowing or driving against the flow of traffic. Pastilan. Usahay imbis dili mao ang iyahang lane no, imbis padong diri sa right dito siya ning sungsong gid siya. Bisan one way ning sulod gid siya. Dako kay na nga violation. Stopping on a pedestrian crosswalk to wait for possible passengers. Mga PUVs o naingana kay kasagaran ng mga passengers actually na sila dapit sa kanang mga pedestrian lanes. Kaya dito na sila dapit ang mulabang, usahay mo sakay, mapunay kasagaran nga rason. Ngano po anak mo sila maghuwat diha sa mga pedestrian crosswalks. Pero it should not, no? Okay, because the term itself is for it is for pedestrians. It is not for you to load or unload passengers. Okay? Next, we have those 8 ra di ay abi na ko og daghan kaayo ta og mga violations aside from illegal parking, daghan pa kaayo no. So we have stopping, beating the red light, distracted driving, speeding, swerving, tailgating, counterflowing, and stopping on a pedestrian crosswalk. So those are common traffic violations of public utility vehicle drivers that can cause heavy traffic, even accidents at many times kasagaran na hitabo no, not only heavy traffic pero aksidente kasagaran mahitabo samot na og kining beating the red light or any other violations mentioned. So now let us now go back to the chapter 4, road courtesy and safety, as indicated in the road courtesy manual of the LTO. So again, we will be discussing 3 areas: attitude and behavior, dealing with emergency situations, and road hazards. Starting first with attitude and behavior. First, we have road rage. Now, road rage is an assault provoked by an incident that occurred on a roadway where there is an aggressive driver and a victim. So, muna kasagaran. So, a driver must not do the following acts, like cutting off other motorists, rude gestures, kanang grabe, maghinambog-hinambog lagi no, or mo tailgate, or annoying blowing of horns, and obstruction. Mo na kasagaran nga makapainit sa hunahuna sa tao, sa uban nga drivers, samot na og kanang grabe kainit ang panahon, mo himo ka ani nga mga actions. So it can cause road rage. No, muinit na kamong duha, unya with pride pa gyud kinay mga tawo nga nakakita around. So mo na magsinumbagay na magkamalisod. So what are the tips to avoid road rage? Number 1, do not be aggressive. Kalma lang, ayaw agresibo kayo. You need to maintain your safe distance. Ayaw og paduol sa imuhang nag-unang sakyanan or any other vehicle. Avoid retaliation and put away your pride and forget about winning. Kaya kita mga Pinoy usahay lagi, gusto ginato ipakita, nakita mo isakto. Gusto na to ipahibaw sa kadaghanan that nato ang dapat masunod. Kita dapat masunod. So, we need to put away our pride and forget about winning. Dili man competition ang pag-drive, dili man competition ang pag-abot sa imong destination. Dapat safety ang imong pagdagan para napoy safety nga maabdan. Okay? So next, we have defensive driving. We should be defensive drivers. Nga naman, defensive driving is actually the practice of using driving techniques to minimize risk and help avoid road crash. It is an appropriate demonstration of attitude, awareness, and driving skills. So, sa metong buhaton, like, for us to be defensive drivers, we need to follow the speed limit. We need to look ahead to have an advanced plan of instances, no? Dapat ato yung una-unaon daan, especially in instances of emergency or any murag na yung mga road mishaps or road crash. Follow the law on anti-distracted driving. Dili ta mag-text-text, dili ta magbasa-basa, dili ta magtukar-tukar sig daghang tagbuhaton those any actions that could distract us nga dili na ta maka-focus into the road or our driving. Follow the rules on changing lanes, turning, stopping, and parking, even without the presence of traffic signals, signs, or enforcers. Sometimes we follow rules if we learn or we knew nga naay nagbantay. Pero kung wala gali, okay ra ni, wala may nagbantay. Sige mo, overflow lang ta, wala na bitoy traffic enforcer. Sige mo, beat the red light lang ta. Alas, wala bitaw, gamay na kayong sakyanan. So, you need to be a defensive driver. Dapat kamao ka sa mga techniques and you follow certain rules regarding to traffic. Okay? Dili na kinahanglan nga naapay traffic signal, signs, or enforcers nga nagtan-aw sa imuha. Respect the rights and decisions of other road users. Give the right of way to pedestrians. Samot na og kanang mga PWD, senior citizens, pregnant women, road workers. Grabe kayo ta, wa tay usahay, wala tay gipatawan, no. Pakusog tagpadagan bisag kay bawtang na itiguwang in town nganing labang. Mga to naligsan in town si lolo o si lola. So, we need to give the right of way. Share the road with other people. Give the right of way to priority vehicles such as emergency vehicles, ambulance, fire trucks, emergency vehicles, no? Kasagaran, makiglumba pa hinooning mga drivers. Kung makita sila ang ambulansya approaching, wag sila makiglumba na hinoon. So, we need to give way ta. So, padaplin ta gamay, then para makaagi ang mga emergency vehicles and the likes. Then, ascending vehicles, school service, and vehicles with lesser steering radius, vehicles that are already turning left, o ato na silang tagaan o right of way. Kita na mo ay mo adjust. Alright? Next, actually, with regards to this tips, mo gini common, no? Kasagaran nga dapat buhaton sa mga drivers for us to avoid sa mga road accidents. Dapat, we need to be defensive drivers. Kay kasagaran sa mga instances kung naay mga road mishaps or naay mga accidents nga mahitabo sa kadalanan, the rule will follow with the doctrine of the last clear chance. Unsa man ang doctrine of last clear chance? Ang doctrine of last clear chance as to definition, it states that a person who has the last chance or opportunity of avoiding a road crash despite the negligent acts of his opponent is considered in law solely responsible for the consequences of the road crash. So, atong tagaan og example. Example, a truck on the right side of the lane is followed by a motorcycle while on the opposite direction naapoy oncoming nga bus. So, the motorcycle tries to overtake the truck by swerving to the opposite lane, thereby colliding to the oncoming bus. So, nagsunod si motorcycle sa usa ka truck. Unya, kaning overtake siya, while ang usa ka bus kay naa po dito sa pikas lane, padulong po siya, approach po siya padulong. So, kaning overtake man siya, if the bus is at the reasonable distance, netabo ato, then thereby colliding on the oncoming bus. So, nabangga siya sa bus kay pag-overtake niya. If the bus is at a reasonable distance from the overtaking motorcycle, where the driver of the bus still has the opportunity to avoid the motorcycle, but he did not do so, the driver of the bus is jointly liable under the doctrine of the last clear chance. Kung nakakita na si driver, layo pa kaayo, appropriate pa kayong distance sa gibuhat nga overtake sa motorcycle, nakakita ni si bus driver nga approaching, nakita siya ning overtake, unya wala siya ning preno baron, ning hinay sa iyahang dagan, unya iharap nabanggaan ang motorcycle. So, as according to the doctrine of the last clear chance, siya mismo, no, kay wa man kakita si tawag ani si motorcycle driver kay sa truck man siya pag overtake niya, bisan pag layo, kung layo pa gani kaayo nya, naapay tsansa, kinsa ang naapay tsansa nga mo-avoid, no? So kung si bus ang naapay dakong tsansa nga mo-avoid, unya nahitabo kin tayo wala niya buhata. So ang atuang liable ana will be the bus driver, according to the rule of the doctrine of the last clear chance. So the driver of the bus who finally caused the road crash had the last clear opportunity of avoiding the motorcycle, but he did not yield to the motorcycle. Wala siya ning giveaway. So mao na, ingana. So ato nang bantayan, no, di sa kanon na yung panahon, no. Hindi kay naa mag-rule. Ang rule ana gitawag og the doctrine of the last clear chance. Okay, so next we have road sharing. As I mentioned earlier, we need to share the road. Dili lang kita ang hari sa kalsada, dili lang kita ang mugamit sa kalsada. Whom to share? With pedestrians. Give way sa mga pedestrians, no? Sa mga tao nga moagi diha. Sa mga motorcyclists, cyclists, ato mo silang paggamiton. There's always enough space for them. Then, now, how are we going to deal with heavy, long vehicles? Kanang mga dagko nga mga trucks or mga tag-as nga mga trucks. Sometimes, grabe kayo ato mga drivers, especially mga motorcyclists. Ilaha pag ginang overtaken, bisag lisod kaayo, bisan pa og it's ikuan kanang dili makita kung asa sila padung, no? Dili sila kahibaw, dili sila kaapas sa ilahang dagan, mo nang maka-cause og accident. Especially mga dagko nga trucks, dako kay na sila og mga blind spots, daghan ka na sila blind spots nga di ka sila kabantay kung asa kadapit. So, you need to keep adequate space. Distansya, amigo. Do not overtake the vehicle unless there is enough time and distance to safely complete the maneuver. Kining taas pa kayo la, grabe ning overtake na kataas pa kayo kalayo, taas kayo ang sakyanan. Unya, naaday to'y coming po dito sa Picas Lane. So, mahitabo, makakause na po accident. So, keep distance, and if there is enough time and distance to safely complete the maneuver. Never overtake a large hauling truck that is turning left or right. Parehaan nang naa sa tuwang diagram or illustration. Like, say, for example, the truck is turning right, niya ikaw kay gusto yung ka nga musingit dito sa kilid. So, no na siya. Okay, ang atuang dagko nga trucks usahay ma-block nila ang lanes tungod sa kataas o kadako. So just wait, have patience. All right. Now, as you can see here in this colored illustration kana nasa kilid, mao ang mga blind spots sa mga dagko nga mga trucks. So as you can see, kana ang mga colored nga part or areas mo na ang dili makita sa drivers. So if you are there, nya mukalit lang kag sulpot, mukalit lang kag overtake, di good ka kita ang driver sa truck nimo. You need to adjust, all right? You need to have patience. Kalma lang. Emergency vehicles, again, we need to give priority or right of way to emergency vehicles. Padaplin lang ka sa kilid para makaagi ang ambulansya, fire trucks, and any emergency vehicles. Now, with regards to attitude and behavior na to usahay kung naay mga law enforcers. Kasagaran ra ba nato without driver's license, without motorcycle or vehicle registration. Grabe niya ato gyapon gamiton ang ato ang mga vehicles without registration. It's a big no-no. Samot na kung wala kay driver's license. So, if there is a law enforcement officer, if you are stopped by an enforcer, you safely pull over to the extreme right, then stay in the driver's seat, do not get out of the vehicle unless ingnon ka, then keep your hands visible. Sit calmly and follow the officer's instructions. Be ready to present your driver's license and your motor vehicle's registration. Ayog kasuko dayon nganong gipara mo ko nimo chief, di na maayo chief. Ayog kasuko. Kalma lang and wait for further instructions. Maayo nga pag inistoryahay. Walang mainit na ulo. During an apprehension, all drivers are entitled to different rights. Number 1, you have the right to know the complete name and agency of the apprehending traffic enforcer. So, pwede ka mangutana, asa man mo dapita, sir? Asa man ka nakadestino, sir? Unsa may imuhang kuan, sir? Pangalan, sir? Pwede na siya nimo buhaton, ingana, no? Then, know the exact alleged traffic violation. Unsa may imong traffic violation, sir? Unsa may akong nabuhat di ay, sir? Know how and when to pay the violation. Asa man ako bayran, sir? Unsaon ako pagbayad ang violation, sir? And, you have the right nga explain sa circumstances behind your apprehension. O explainan sa circumstances behind your apprehension. Okay? Muna imong mga rights nga pwede nimo buhaton if an officer is apprehending you. Okay? So again, mo na ang mga relevant nga mga information ato ang ipasupot ninyo with regards to attitude and behavior for us to gain road courtesy and safety. Okay? So now, we have dealing with emergency situations. Kasagaran sa ato ang mga drivers kanang dili na ta kahibaw noon sa atong buhaton if there are emergency nga may tabo while driving or on the road itself, no? So number 1, with regards to emergency braking, may panahon nga ato ang brake mo fail, no? Buhaton ko, no, when the brake fails, rapidly pump the brake pedal several times to build brake fluid pressure. And then, may tabuan na sa mga cars nga na anti-lock nga braking system, ayaw i-pump ang brake. Possibly, you need to do is shift to a lower gear, no? Especially manual car or motorcycle, magpaubos ka sa imong gear from kung naka 4th gear ka, you need to reduce gear to 3. Ayaw lang po i-abrupt, no? Hinahinay lang. Then, sound your horn and flash your flashlights. Your lights para maka-indicate, or hazard lights, para maka-indicate sa other vehicle drivers o sa mga tao nga nadiha there is an emergency happening. Then, sporadically use the parking brake to slow down. So, you can actually use the parking brake, no? Kanang handbrake nimo, just hinayon ra gyud nimo siya kaayo og approach ang imong brake. Ayo pong pakaliti kay mo pilit gyud ana. So in a slow manner pwede nimo gamiton just for you to slowly reduce the speed of the vehicle. Ayaw pakaliti. It needs practice na. You need to learn more about that. Okay? So next, tire blowout, kasagaran nga mga incidents nga moboto ang mga ligid sa sakyanan. You need to take your foot off the accelerator pedal. Ayaw pakusgi og padagan, tangtanga imuhang tiil dito sa accelerator. Then do not slam on the brakes. Hold on to your steering wheel kay para makontrol nimo ang car. Slow down gradually and apply the brakes softly whenever the vehicle is under control na. Then pull the vehicle to the safe side of the road once you have slowed to a safe speed. Next is jam gas pedal. Usahay mukalit lang pilit ang imuhang kuan nito nga di na mo balik, meaning ni accelerate siya og ayo ang imuhang acceleration pedal or gas pedal. So you need to release tangon nimo tiil, then shift to neutral nimo, firmly press the brake pedal to slow the vehicle, then do not shut off the engine kay basig mukalit lang dili na maka-control nimo ang steering wheel. Then maneuver the vehicle to a safe area, stop and shut the engine off. Okay? Next, road crash. Kung kuan kag mga experiences with regards to road crash, you better to do is you need to stop, turn on imong hazard flashers, and check yourself and your passengers kung naa, and take photos of the road crash. Pwede na siya. Then, call the local law enforcement officers kung makaya pa sa imuha. So, mao ni kining mga actions kung napaka sa controllable condition, kung makontrol pa nimo. Next, how to avoid collisions with vehicle ahead. You need to search the road ahead, around, and at the rear of the vehicle. Tanawa na, askin sa mga naas imong kilid ng mga vehicles, unsay mga naas imong kilid. Identify the potential or immediate hazard on the road. Tanong mo la, di may na diri sa akong kilid, basig makulide na ako, makakuan na ako. Sa pikas na amay murag ng blind spot, usam na ako. So, identify. Predict the action of other road users. Murag padung siya, kaning signal man siya. Padung siya sa left siguro or sa right. Decide what to do to avoid an unsafe situation. You need to stay focused. Ayaw gid og karatal. Di na kalikayan no, but we need to practice control our atuang kuan kanang gibati nato. Dapat di ta maratal. Dapat controllable condition ang atuang physical reaction. Ayaw kalit-kalit nga maratal na nung ka. Execute the action based on your decision. Dapat sakto. Okay? Hazards. Now, with regards to road hazards in the Philippines, no, this refers to any temporary structures, roads, construction materials, scrap materials, even trees and bushes that may cause road crash. Okay, muna kasagaran sa atua diri sa Pilipinas na idaghan kaayo nga mga butang which is temporary or dynamic nga mga klase sa hazards. So, as an example, natin gitawag og fixed and dynamic hazards. Ang mga fixed hazards, those are structures along the roadway that could restrict your vision, such as mga curves, yung mga roads, hills, hidden driveways, intersections, and merging roadways, and even kanang di nimo makita nga mga kanang blind spot nga agianan nga nigtuyok nimo kalit ng wala. So, those are fixed hazards nga dapat nimo bantayan. There are also dynamic hazards, wherein those hazards may change through the day, like school zones, market areas, kung may mga tao, daghan kaayo nga mga sakyanan, commercial districts, and even kanang may mga emergency vehicles. So, bantay ka ha sa mga hazards along the way. Okay, so safety reminders para sa mga motorcyclists kasagaran nato diri are motorcycle riders and drivers. Number 1, always wear standard protective motorcycle helmet and other safety protective gears as indicated in RA number 10054. Then, the back rider must also wear protective helmet and safety gear. Dili ka moingon nga, oy, okay ra ni kay back rider man ako, wala ni siya helmet, okay ra, ako ra may nag-drive. No. Your back rider must have a helmet, a protective helmet that is standard and qualified. Next, ensure that a child below 18 years old is able to reach around and grabs the waist of the rider kan makagunit siya, then is wearing a standard protective helmet as well and can comfortably reach his or her feet on the foot peg. Dapat makakuan siya sa footrest, kan makaabot siya sa footrest, makagako siya sa driver, and of course naa siya protective helmet. Okay, now for safety reasons, you need to switch on the headlights when riding the motorcycle. Sometimes you need to, not only at night na usahay sa muntag foggy ang panahon or murag dim ang panahon, you need to ensure that the accessories conform with the standard. Usahay magbutang rabatag mga mufflers nga saba kaayo dili standard sa LTO, makahatag na hinuon og kanang distraction sa other drivers or any other nga ipangbutang nimo diha nga mga accessories. So there are 20 safety tips for us to have effective and safe driving. Ato na lang i-summarize na natong i-discuss with the manual with this 20 safety tips. Okay? So number 1, we have to stay alert. Actively pay attention to your actions and those of the drivers around you. Stay alert at all times. Ayaw patugtog diha, ayaw diha pag-distract sa imong kagalingon. Stay alert. Stay your eyes, ears, and on the road. Okay? Avoid assumptions. Don't make the mistakes of assuming that other drivers are going to do or what you think they should do. Ayaw ana. So kay kung mahimo na po urban drivers, we need to have signals, no? Na mga proper signals atong buhaton para lang po ma-guided ang nagsunod nato or naa sa atubangan nga vehicles. Use turn signals lagi, no? If you are going right, going left, or stopping, you need to do signals. Next, buckle up. As always, we need to wear our seat belts. This is a very important safety reminder. Not only you as a driver, but your riders as well. Follow traffic signals, pay close attention, and obey to stop signs and traffic lights. You need to respect yellow lights. Remember that the intent of a yellow light is to notify drivers to slow down and prepare to stop. Usahay man gud kung yellow, pahunaw na to, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, maapas pa. No. The role of the yellow light is for you to prepare to stop and slow down. Okay? It should not be viewed as a sign to step on the gas to rush through an intersection before the light turns red. So, dapat lang yun in town. Di na to apso na. Kay kanang yellow light mo na siya indicator nga muhinay na ta, muhunong na ta. Okay. Come to a complete stop when you see a stop sign or red light. Stop. Do not text and drive. Ayun na. Never accept messages or calls nga makadistract nimo. Obey speed limits. Ay pakusog kung ang speed limit na kay maura. No. Make adjustments for weather, no? Kay baw ka usahay lain ng panahon kung rainy, foggy ang conditions, dapat ka kabalo ka ang buhaton nimo. Exercise patience. That's very important. Be predictable. Dapat kanang imuhang pag-drive kanang makaibaw ang tao kung unsay mo buhaton mo adto ba ka sa right or sa left ba ka, mo turn over ba ka, dapat makaibaw ang tao. Ayaw og abrupt nga mo change ka sa imong direction. Don't make sudden stops or lane changes. Never drive under the influence of alcohol or any other types of drugs nga makadaot sa imuhang focus and sa imuhang body coordination and movement. Yield right of way. Give the appropriate right of way. Know where you are going. Plan your travel route. Of course, it's very important. Taka lang ka. Huwag ka kaibaw ka sa kapadung. So, mo-abrupt ka o change of direction. So, you need to know. Okay? Then, next, we have to respect stopped vehicles. When passing vehicles that are stopped on the side of the road, move over to get out of the way. Ayaw to. Pasagdi lang to sila. Basig na ay mga emergency. Or anything pwede po nimo buhaton. Like mutabang ka. Basig na ay naka-hazard. Basig na ay problem. Avoid distractions. As mentioned, use headlights when needed. And you have to always maintain your vehicle. Sakto pa ba na? Mutingog pa ba ng busina ana? Ang iyahang brake? No? Ang iyahang mga signals? Okay pa ba? You need to perform scheduled maintenance. And lastly, share the road. As the generalization of everything, you need to share the road with patience. Dapat na kay idea to follow the different rules of the traffic, no? Not only nga hunahunao nimo nga ikaw ang tag-iya sa dalan. So you need to share the road to other like pedestrians and other occupants of the road. So lastly, moto ang hatuang generalization of everything that we have mentioned. Again, those are just simple things nga kay bawta nga nakabalo na ta, but we are not applying. No? Sometimes, even though we know the rules, but we do not follow it, or we do not apply it. Well, but dapat yun, for us to avoid accidents, for us to avoid any other incidents nga makapadaot nato sa ato ang pamilya o sa tanan, sa laing tao, sa kadalanan. Okay? So, I am hoping that you have learned out from those things I have mentioned. And I am hoping as well that you will scan and read the manual that I have mentioned earlier. Kay daghan pa kayo ang anga i-discuss with regards to this topic, but we are focusing on road courtesy, no, and safety. So daghan pa kayo tag-angay mahibawan for us to be an effective and safe drivers. Okay? So, lastly, be safe and you need to drive smart. So thank you so much. Daghan kayong salamat to all of you watching right now. Pwede ninyo mabalik no ang atoang live, or else pwede ninyo i-scan, i-stop, play, forward, rewind. Kay mo na kanindot sa itong mga virtual nga mga klase karon, virtual nga form of communication. Samot na og live or virtual live nga mabutang sa ato ang public nga mga domains like Facebook. Pwede na to siya i-revisit. Pwede na to i-video, tanaw, balik. Or pwede po na to siya record, or for us to scan relevant information nga ato ang nakalimtan, or else gusto natong mas mahibaw-an pa. For you to learn more or to have some questions, you can ask me or any authorized person relevant to the topic I am mentioning. So ako lang ika-advise is read the manual. Not only because you are a driver, but as a citizen. You need to read the manual, not because para makapasar ka sa driver's license exam, but for you to apply in the real life situation. So daghan kayong salamat, and of course, thank you to all YFD family for trusting me to share these ideas and information to all of you. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Sir Ariel Rosales, for that comprehensive and meaningful discussion on road safety. Indeed, each one of us should make safety as our priority. In a world full of chaos and uncertainty, it is important to look at the brighter side of things. Everything is unpredictable, so being aware that every situation has a brighter side is truly an advantage. It will depend on our attitude and how we look at situation. But despite the negativities, what matters most is being knowledgeable and responsible in everything we do. As we commemorate the National Day of Remembrance for road crash victims, let us keep in mind that the lives of those road crash victims are as important as ours. Today, we do not want more victims to remember. Rather, we want to live our lives together, healthy and safe. At this point in time, I would like to encourage the personnel and the teachers, the parents and the learners who are watching us live today to join us in the candle lighting ceremony. We are requesting you to take pictures in joining the celebration and post it in your respective Facebook pages and school pages with the hashtag World Day of Remembrance 2021 and hashtag DepEd Kabataan 2021. This shall be used to show support in the remembrance. This National Day of Remembrance is made possible through the collaborative effort of the Youth Formation Division coordinators, namely Ma'am Marina Bernasor, Ma'am Ayan Dolauta, and Ma'am Angelet Rimolador. I would also like to thank Sir Linjon Boyser and the rest of the TWG for our efforts in making this activity a success. This is Sherry Orculio of Loon North, your host for today. Keep safe, everyone, and thank you.